Welcome to the Sorare show, where we talk fantasy football, but you never know. We'll start with the game, but we'll soon go straight on topic discussions fast replay. We'll analyze the teams, the formation and goals, but in no time we'll digress into other roles, talking about our favorite foods and the shows we've seen. Our opinions aloud and our voices on me. It's the Sorare show. Anything goes, from fan football to rock and roll. We may start with the pitch, but it's just a small part. We'll venture off topic, let the conversation spark. It's the Sorare show.
Welcome into the Sorare show. I'm Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdino on Sorare. Joined as always by Andy Black. Sporting the Cardinal shirt. Look at you. Mr. Baseball.
It is opening day, right? So I figured, win in Rome. Is that how the saying goes?
How do you feel about opening day happening after two teams have already played 2 games?
Pretty dumb. They should have done that this morning.
Right?
Yeah. And then what is today? Thursday? Maybe Saturday could have been a travel day. But what do I know?
In fairness, the travel from Japan back to Chicago, at least, is pretty far.
Come on. They're ball players that traveling is their job. Literally,
yeah. Sometimes they play baseball, but they mostly just travel.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, that's fair. Thank you to everybody for coming in. Stefan, Sean Thorpe, and Toby Alexander on the podium. Congratulations to you 3. I think Toby's got a little run here. And Toby, for some reason, based on the thumbnail, thinks you're the one who doesn't like the burn mechanism. We'll get into that. Hallian, what's up? Laney. Note to anyone getting involved in MLB. I just instant bought some cards. Says it takes 2 to 3 days to enter the gallery. Not great as I want to use them today. Just be aware. That seems wrong.
I wonder if that has to do with a credit card purchase or something where it's validating something.
2 to 3 days.
I instant bought cards last night. I'm buying baseball right now.
Oh yeah, you did.
And I'm instant buying cards, and I will say they kind of showed up slowly into my gallery, but it was maybe 20 minutes.
It took that long?
Yeah, for a couple cards, yeah. Some I saw immediately, but I don't know, something was slowing down transactions or something. I don't know.
Well, if we can all learn our lesson, that's what happens when you wait. You got to FOMO a week early to make sure. Anyway, Toby, what's up? Black is such a negative Nancy. I always found that phrase so funny. I don't know. Sorare Samurai, what's up? Holty. Oh,
Laird, who was the original Nancy?
I don't know.
That was negative.
Yeah, I don't know.
Was Nancy Reagan a super? That's the only Nancy I can think of.
It's but I would imagine that Nancy's all around the world are so happy that Karen has basically taken over the negative Nancy. Anyway,
yeah. Or Debbie Downer. Why are they all women too? Right?
Yeah. Well, let's not go there. Not that any.
To be fair, I think it would be really popular content to dunk on women for a bit because 99.9% of our listeners are male.
I'm not even sure it's that low. I could be wrong. Shout out to all the female listeners out there and the non-binary for those who happen to partake. Dobbsy, what's up? Maddie Sorare, Mikey Bastin. Eleni said just got the cards after a couple hours. Weird. Surface to Air Missile. I know he's excited for opening day. That's right. Hit the like button, please. Simo, what's up? Look at that, Simo and Az. Wish I had one of Mark's premium meals to watch this with. I didn't see what Mark was eating tonight. Was tonight going to be tonight was the hamburger salad. He called it a hamburger with a lettuce bun. And I'm like, that's salad. And I know they call salad, I think they call lettuce salad over there. I don't know what they call a mixed salad there. Anyway, Agent Cooper, Sean Kennedy, Rich. Nancy is also a city in France. That is also true. Could come from there. Anyway, Palma, what's up? Maddie Sorare, the last few days I spent more hours in the SD Scouting Center than sleeping. What are we scouting? Football? I don't know.
Isn't that all we can scout in there anymore?
Sorry, here it is. Buying some classic champ guys because classic will be great again. Uh-oh. Let's get right into it. Why do you hate the burn mechanism?
I will say...
Sorry. I actually want to read exactly what you said. Because I think that will...
That was off the record, Laird, okay? That was off the record.
Oh, we're putting it on the record. I listened... I'm sorry. I said, would you like to keep talking about the burn mechanism? And your response was, oh, I'd love to shit all over that. I listened to half of today's pod and I hated it. Hated the ideas of vaults. The floor is yours, negative Nancy.
Did you just call me Nancy?
I did. Yeah.
A
negative one, no less.
I don't even know how to respond to that. I think I also said too that I didn't hate the show. I just hated what you were talking about.
You did add that. I didn't. I appreciated that. None of it came off like you hated the show, but I appreciated you at least clarifying before we kept going.
I just don't like vaults. I think that I don't feel like I get anything from it. It just makes me feel like I have to do it. And then I got an extra 5% on my $12 winning. Can you do the math for me on that? Is that like 6 cents, 8 cents, 12 cents? I mean, okay, I guess I'll take the extra $1 that I'm going to win over the course of the year. I mean, I know Surface, I was talking to Surface about it last night, and he's got like 10% vaulted in Super Rare. And it's like, all right, well, if he wins first place, it might be an extra $100 or something. Cool. But like, down at the limited and rare levels, it just doesn't seem like there's enough there. And it's extra work I got to do. I don't know my gallery well enough to be like, oh, this guy will definitely play this year, or this guy definitely won't play this year. So #know your gallery, right? But
I will say that. So I took the time to go through my gallery to see which cards I could seal in my vault. And just to prove
in my vault.
Just to prove how much I am team know your gallery, there were at least 5 players I had who sometime early last summer signed with teams in Japan, and I had no idea. None whatsoever.
Yeah, I also hated how quick you were to like flip-flop on there's been no burn mechanism ever. Idea that I've ever seen, and then you were like, this is great, I love this.
Whoa, there is no flip-flopping there whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
No. Saying I had never seen a good burn mechanism and then seeing a good burn mechanism is very different. I'm not saying I'm against burning. I'm actually against burning because I'm for sealing in vaults.
The other flip-flop that I heard from you, multiple flip-flops on this show. Somebody's got to call you out.
Yeah, please.
We cannot let you keep getting away with this. All right. We cannot allow it. You, for ages and ages, have said cards that are bad shouldn't have utility, and we shouldn't be trying to make up ways for these cards to have utility. And now all of a sudden, we're happy about these crappy cards having some sort of utility or value, or whatever. Maybe a bad card, Laird, should just be a bad card.
All right. You got me on that one. You are absolutely right. I'm trying to think of a way to get myself out of this one. So I think sealing cards in a vault is a way to get rid of the cards that we don't want without having to actually try to sell them. I don't think it's really made for people to like go out and buy really bad cards. People will do it, but I don't think it's made for that. So I'm not necessarily saying that these cards have value. It's just that we are able to just get rid of them now.
I mean, Jimmer was like touting it up in our baseball chat about how the floor prices of
He did
baseball
say that.
cards
You were
rose
like,
from
what the
80.
hell are you talking about?
He's like, they're up from 80 cents to $2 or something, and it's like, who cares? Not only who cares, but also does that mean that people are buying those floor prices? Maybe I don't know. I'm not looking at like the sales data on those cards, but
Hallian said so many flip-flops, some might even call it sandalous.
I don't know.
I think Surface would like that one.
He would. Oh, I also had a good conversation with Surface last night because I was buying baseball cards, and he's kind of an expert, and he's a good person to talk to. And he made the comment that like, oh, it cleans up my gallery, and I was like, no, it doesn't. I still have to see all this. Like, they all show up, but he made a good point. When you're in the lineup builder, you don't have to look at them.
Yes,
and he's not wrong. I don't have to look at Albert Pujols in my lineup builder.
Do they show up in your gallery? I thought you had to go to your vault to see them.
No, I mean, like I was looking at just like all of my baseball cards, and they were showing up in there.
Let me see. Let me just go to like the end. Yeah, none of my sealed cards are here.
Mine were, and maybe they still are. Let me look.
Yeah, none of mine are. I have to go to my vault. Holy shit, we have every single make it a double person in here. Honestly, like the gall of you guys to not do shows anymore and show up here. Incredible. Anyway, yeah, they're not. See? Cleaner gallery. How do you
I
like them,
swear,
Apple?
I'm like really bothered right now. Maybe I had a weird filter on or something.
I
was
think
seeing
you
them
were
mixed
right. And I think, actually, you know what it is? I bet if I go to your gallery, I can see your vaulted cards. Yeah, like I can't see your vault. So there you go.
There you
so
go.
You go to somebody else's, you can see what they.
Also, maybe I was like looking at maybe I was looking at my gallery by searching for it or something strange instead of
like that, yeah. This is a great buy, by the way. 89 for Soto. I bet you didn't pay 89.
Got 25% off.
Hell yeah. I haven't spent less than or more than 75% for any of my cards.
I will say, I think Sorare maybe messed up for people like me. Why did I get to keep those market credits?
I feel the same way. Did you actually?
I
you
felt
did what
dirty.
I did, and what Surface told us to do is just like wait on your boxes.
I opened a box every like 25 to 30 days.
I didn't even do that.
What do you mean?
I opened 17 boxes a week ago.
Well, they expire every 30 days.
No. The market credits expire. The boxes don't.
Oh, I see. So I that was smart. I extended the market credits I already had all the way.
Oh,
I mean,
okay. So because you had market credits, that's why you couldn't.
Correct.
Wait. All right. I didn't have any because I just saved them all.
0.4 ETH worth of market credits.
I don't know.
Granted, you only get 25%
Sean?
off. Yeah, it's like $800 or something.
Really?
Yeah, something like that.
Jesus, that's it. What the hell happened to ETH?
But I don't know. I feel like I bought almost every good baseball card, and my balance barely went down. And Sorare's just giving me a free Mookie Betts. And
I saw that. Oh my god!
Who else did they give me? I don't know. There was
another really
Bryce
good one.
Harper.
Yeah, hold on.
Bryce Harper. Just like here's
Harper.
a couple of free $50 cards. Like honestly, the Mookie Betts was a duplicate, so I already sold him. Like my total spend here is gonna be not a lot at all. Like we are free rolling into the baseball in season stuff.
Yeah, so it's definitely not free rolling. Like you bought all these cards.
Yeah, well, hashtag win once, and then we're free rolling, dude. I'm close.
I bet you're not close. Do you know what first place wins? How much cash?
Like $400.
Ooh, you did know. Yeah.
It's like 421, I think.
But how big is your vault?
Also, $400 times 6%.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Is that like $8?
Yeah, $8. No, it's a little more than 8.
Okay, so I get my 6%, but for some reason in baseball they're letting us double dip rewards, so I'm gonna get a star card too on top.
They're letting you triple.
Oh, and essence, yeah.
Hell yeah.
What's going on here?
I think they realized they had like all of these rewards and they were like, do we have an in-season comp for cash and in-season comp for cards? And they're like, just put it all together.
Yeah. Like, honestly, looking at the other comps that they have, the classic stuff, I'm just going to low effort. Maybe I'll win some energy or something. All of that is going to be super low effort, and then just play the in-season stuff. And I think that's kind of how they want us to play now, right?
I think so. I was a little bummed doing my lineups. I did mine last night and then bought a card today and then didn't even use it. I bought a card today so that I had enough essence that the essence combined with the payout from the class action lawsuit would get me to craft another card.
Class action lawsuit? What are you talking about?
Did you not see that announcement that they made that they didn't reward enough cards for the bonus?
Yeah.
So
is that why I won Bryce Harper and Mookie Betts?
Probably. Oh shit, we got to get these out. No, and Mike's saying quadruple. Don't forget energy, but you can't win energy in season, only in Challenger. So they basically, if somebody did the maths and said that they'd only rewarded 5% instead of 10, and they were like, "Oops!" and they announced that they were going to give away essence based on how many cards you had bought. And it was like, if you bought 7 or more cards, you got 500 essence. And I had only bought 6. And I was like, I'm buying a card. So I bought a card. Already forgot what it was. I think I ended up buying 3 cards just because, FOMO. And
whoever's the guy that did the math, thank God for that guy.
I guess.
Big fan.
Maybe if he had done multiple maths, he wouldn't have got it wrong. So do you think that the vault stuff and the player loyalty stuff is dumb because you're thinking of how many, like, that you're gonna have to go through all your cards and figure out which ones to put in the vault?
I mean, I already did it, but it's just dumb. It's as simple as that. It's just stupid. You're not gonna get any like real good reasoning from me. It's just like a waste of time, and it's dumb.
Is the lineup builder cleanup not enough?
I mean, let me clean it up. Like, why can't I just select which cards I want to show up in the lineup builder?
Oh. So
I don't even want their stupid 6%. Keep your 6%, Nicholas.
Somebody tagged me in a Discord. I don't remember which Discord it was today, asking for like a Sorare data lineup builder change. And I was like, yeah, I don't work there anymore. But it was the Surface has like brought it up for years about the like essentially removing people from the lineup builder or removing cards.
No.
And I know that there were discussions about like doing it. And it was always an example to me of how smart the people are that I worked with their response. Because it was always, okay, if we let you hide a card, how do you unhide the card? And so you have to figure out like the design of like, where do all the cards go that you hid? How often do you get reminded that you have cards hidden? Does it reset every game week? And I was just like, I don't really want to be part of this conversation. I'm just handing this over to you guys. But there's a lot more that goes into it other than just like, yeah, I don't want to see this card. And as I was doing my lineups, I was like, oh, this is actually much better without all these vaulted cards, sealed cards in the vault. Excuse me. Why do we have the verb seal? I don't get it.
You think it's not even vaulted, right? A vaulted card?
But you seal the card in a case.
Yeah.
Do you have a vault? Is there some sort of vault anywhere? I don't see a vault.
Well, there's a button.
I just see my cards in a case.
There's a button that says vault.
Yeah, but they're like, where's the vault? We have a factory. Why can't we get a damn vault picture?
The vault is the page that you click on to see your sealed cards.
No, like we have a factory where we craft cards, Andy. We can do better than the
what? Why
the
is the
word
vault,
vault.
icon like a crosshair almost?
And this isn't a vault. This is a Christmas present.
You're not wrong. That is definitely a Christmas present.
Yeah. But I do like the animations and stuff or like the notification, like, oh, you sealed a card. Wonder if I have any cards I can seal now and I can show everyone. I think I've sealed all the ones I want to seal though. Oh, wait, I'll seal this super rare. So if anybody wants to know how it works, here you go.
Pretty exciting.
Not even any music or anything.
Do you know how many total cards you have sealed?
More than one. I have one super rare. It tells you right here. 31 rares, and I think 41 limiteds. So
you are about 75 days away from being able to sell your gallery.
Somebody did make that joke. Like, I'd like to sell my gallery, but I have to do it one by one for the next 150 days.
And if I forget a day, add a day.
Yeah. Oh, I like this. That's a reused Rivals box. Oh man, I had a Blue Jays collection apparently.
Yeah.
Who knew?
I didn't know that Genesis Cabrera played for the Blue Jays.
I did not either.
He must be a bird guy.
I'm not sure. Hold on.
He's a bird nerd.
I think he might be. He's a Met now.
Mm.
Lots of birds in New York.
Yeah, pigeons, right?
Chase, this is only for baseball for now. We don't know that it's coming to football.
Oh, I thought he was talking about our show. Is this for baseball?
Oh no.
Do these guys just talk about baseball?
No.
Turn it off.
No. There's nothing that makes me feel less qualified about talking about baseball than talking about baseball.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I did a show with Mike Zakarian, and the two of us are like, we don't really know anything about baseball, but we're going to talk about SorareMLB for an hour. And
hey, you didn't know anything about esports, but you were the fantasy expert when it came to esports. So
yeah, just League of Legends. To this day, I will say that daily fantasy League of Legends is the greatest fantasy game ever created. I love Sorare, but man,
did you watch games?
So do they even call them games?
Matches? Round? I don't know. I've played League of Legends too, but
so I got into it, and by got into it, I meant it was my job when COVID hit, like when it was every world shut down, and they were like, wait a minute, we can still play video games. Mm-hmm. And so they did. Halling and I don't know League of Legends. Please don't
He's an expert.
This.
Yeah, he's an expert.
So so I remember writing about it, and the way that DraftKings game is set up, I'm not going to go into it, but the concept of the game is great. And you know who the players are? Players? Is that even the word that they use? I don't even remember. But anyway, I went to watch it once and I was like, I should probably see what I'm writing about. And I remember watching it for 10 minutes and I just had no idea what was going on. None whatsoever. And I was like, I would just never play this. I didn't play those types of games growing up. I certainly wasn't going to do it when I turned 40. And so, yeah. So I didn't. Did they do CSGO and Dota as well? They did Dota. Yeah. They did something else too.
It's probably Overwatch at that time.
I don't think it was Overwatch actually. Maybe it was just CSGO. I did write about, I think I wrote about CSGO. Maybe we had somebody else do it. But yeah.
To bring us back on topic.
No, I don't think it was Call of Duty either.
Laird, sell me on loyalty.
I don't think I can. I get it. And again, I think it's made for people like me who already have the cards. And I was looking at my gallery and I have five Franco Armanis in different like scarcities. And obviously like the player loyalty stuff is scarcity based, but I do have like multiple, like I have 2 Armani limiteds. And I think the player loyalty is built around the idea that if you like players and you want to buy them every year, that's okay. Because now you can like use them in your player loyalty. But presumably,
What do you get for it?
the same as the vault. It's a reward boost.
What is it like?
It's
Is it like another 1% or something?
It's 5% if you max it out. And by maxing out means you have a version of the player from every preceding year. So like if you have Vanaken, you're dead because you have to buy 6 or if you have 6 of them. But it's 5%, up to 5% per player. So like theoretically, you could get a 25% boost on your reward because it's 5% for each player in your SO5 lineup. But like there comes a point where the player's too good to vault it or seal it in a vault for your player loyalty. And so I don't see many people like sealing an Mbappe, for example, or Bellingham. Right. Just play it. And
like sealing one of them gets you 1%. Is that correct?
It depends on how many cards they have.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. All right. Let's say it gives you 1% on an Mbappe. Like, is that card more valuable to like use it or get 1% more reward?
I feel like they almost need to tier it based on the player. That
or just don't do it.
well. So the idea is that it takes cards out of the game to like the playable cards out. So me locking up Paulo Diaz because I have 7 of them. Like I think that's the point, is that it gets those cards out of the game. I don't think you're
that'll really balance out, contender classic competitions, is getting rid of 3 Paulo Diaz's.
Well, it's not. Well,
gameplay is fixed. Let's go.
We did it.
Stop this nonsense. Stop this nonsense now. This is complete nonsense.
No, I think like if you removed all, like next season, if I buy another Paulo Diaz and now these cards are gone.
If you buy another Paulo Diaz, that's on you.
But I would buy it because then I could seal these and get a 2% bonus on them. Not on them. Like that was a big confusion in the Discord that everyone was like, "Oh, it's a boost on the score," and it's like, no, it's not a score boost at all. None of this affects scores.
I really like the fantasy game. Maybe we should just like focus on that.
No, because it's perfect. Now we just have to gamify it.
Yeah, I guess the one thing I'll say is if I don't like it, I can just not do it. And yeah, but stop the nonsense.
Mike said, let's address the ulterior motive. This is so they can so the base prize pools can be reduced, and then we have to boost them to get to the equivalent of last season.
I don't know. Sounds like Mike's got his tinfoil hat on again.
I got mine on too. I think it's like a way that they can do it.
Well, I don't think that's gonna like trick people, but I'm not surprised that like baseball pools would be lower this year based on.
I believe they're exactly the same.
Are they?
Yes, but they're distributed much differently because they're not doing those chases anymore.
I don't even remember the chases. Oh yeah.
Like, that's why they're not doing
the monthly competitions.
Yeah.
They
did like a monthly comp, and John and Damien said on the SorareFP stream that they did 2 weeks ago that the number of people who just give up after like 2 weeks is so high that it was supposed to increase engagement, and it did the total opposite.
Yeah.
Toby said, if they're the same, then your tinfoil hat looks mighty stupid. I don't think it looks stupid. Like I've been saying for a while that if they reduce the prize pools, everybody gets very worried. at this point, I don't see how they raise them, but at least keeping them the same, and they could be like, but they could be 5% more because of your loyalty. But like the numbers get high though. The example they had in baseball, and obviously baseball has 7 players instead of 5 in the lineup, but they gave an example where you could have a 60% reward boost. Like that's pretty high.
One thing to remember, you have to win with that lineup too.
Sure.
So we can't just be boosting, idiots. We've got to seal some of the most expensive cards in the platform. And I get it, like baseball's like a high variance game. So yeah, you might be able to win with Mason Wynn.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, you're gonna need good players, and you're gonna need the good players to be loyal to you.
Yeah.
Who are they loyal to, by the way? Is it you or the platform, or is it?
It's your loyalty to the player.
Oh, okay. Wow, I was thinking about that all wrong.
Yeah, you were. Other than Fred, what card do you own the most, like player wise?
I've no idea. Maybe a St. Louis player like a Edu Lowen or something. I don't know.
Is that across scarcities?
Yeah. Oh, so that's another question. So if I have a rare and I seal the limited, does my rare get the boost? Oh, that's stupid. Oh, Sven Coombs. Yeah, it probably is Sven Coombs. I've got a lot of his cards.
Let's find out.
A lot of Svens.
This drives me nuts.
Oh yeah,
and then they remove.
It's kind of. To be fair, it's kind of nice, but wait, why do those? Why does Yutaro Hakamata come up when you type in Coombs?
It's a good question.
That dirty boy.
Look at you getting a 1 of 100 Christian cum.
Yeah. I bought them so I could add them to my cum collection. What are you doing here?
Looking at your cum collection. No, it's not letting me.
Yeah, it's out of date anyways. But as you can see, there is a Jizz Horn Camp in there.
Oh, well. Are you going to seal that one?
Seal which one?
Oh, Krupti said that guy's playing for a team called Kumamoto, excuse me.
Who are you asking if I was going to seal?
Jizz.
Well, do we really think it's coming to soccer?
Genuinely?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
All right.
The only reason I do, Andy, honestly, the only reason I think it's coming is because the issue they're trying to solve, apparently, with this for MLB is that there's so many cards and essentially too many classic lineup combinations and not enough cards to reward in classic comps. And so they need to reduce the number of cards. And this is a solution for that. And football has the exact same problem.
Yeah, but it's a little more unique in baseball where it's just one league and it forces like leaderboards to just have lots of like if Juan Soto goes off, then Juan Soto must be in the lineup because there's so many like energized classic cards and just classic cards in general. So you're going to see similar looking leaderboards. I don't know that you necessarily have to do it in soccer.
I mean, there are 4 single league competitions right now.
Yeah. But I don't know. Are people really going to be sealing up their Mbappes?
I don't know. I think it's more, are people going to buy cards to seal them? Like that's secondary market stuff.
I've got lots of
Samurai,
retired players that I can steal.
collections
So
where you do not lose your collection score if they're in a vault. Brad said they seem hell-bent on making more and more of us not win. I don't know what that means.
this has nothing to do with winning. Might give you a boosted $3 on your reward, but it doesn't have anything to do with winning.
Right. Brad said it's just odd that they keep coming up with a convoluted ways to give a small number of players extra money instead of just distributing that money to more players in weekly prizes in the first place. I thought we were all complaining about that they were giving out too many places in limited. 5th through 7,000th win the same thing.
Yeah, I think that's dumb. Like, I'm fine with them rewarding more people, but like, make 15th and 7,000 get a different prize.
The irony in all of this is the company is called Sorare, and yet the problem they are trying to solve is because there are too many cards. The company should change their name to So Plentiful.
Yeah.
It doesn't really roll off the tongue as much, but
to be fair, this was like a very predictable problem, 7 years ago or whatever when they started. Like,
literally when they started.
If we are successful, there's going to be a lot of cards.
And that was like pre-limited cards.
Right. Yeah, that made it even worse.
Zyler, you are not able to sell sealed cards, but you can unseal cards to then sell.
1 per day.
1 per day.
Let's talk about all this vaulting stuff is so exciting and everything. I think we should talk about something that is exciting, energy. Right? Energy is exciting. What are your opinions and thoughts on this energy stuff? Is it, first of all, do you think it's coming to soccer?
That I don't know.
Ooh.
I think I've had a few people comment about that the way that the MLS competition runs right now is a good preview of how they still allow you to play a classic card in in-season competitions, but you get so much more if you play 5 in season. And I have a bad feeling, and it's because I didn't do any maths on this, but I was looking to see how much energy I had to play classic cards in in-season comps, and I feel like it's going to be too easy for some people to play like 4 classic cards in in-season competitions, and then we're all going to be sitting there thinking, well, I don't really need in-season cards if I can just do this. And so, I mean, maybe they figured it out and I'm wrong, but
they could just do a limit on the number of energized cards that can be in a lineup.
They could do that too, yeah. But the 2 things they said was it requires 100% in-season cards, or you could just play a whole lineup of energized classics if you wanted to. And I don't know. Behab, what is up? Sorry. Calling in now, there will be a day when we get more lineup entries in each competition, but only our best lineup counts. So each person can only win once. Gives all cards more utility, and it condenses rewards.
So he's just talking about straight up infinity entry.
Just more. 5 lineup. They don't have to go to infinity to start. They can just say, yeah. Toby said there's no way 50% to 100% gets enough energy to energize a card in football. Like, that's what it is that all you have to do is enter Challenger, which is their classic competition, and you get enough energy to energize a card for the next game week.
What you're talking about in baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you only need like 25 for the bi-weekly competitions.
Right. And so
they just give you 300 or 400 to start, I think.
I think it was 200. It wasn't enough for a full lineup. But it seems the only, I don't know. Toby, I don't think there's 0 chance because it's what they're doing now. I don't know. Oh, excuse me. So I don't know what they'll do. They obviously will have incentives they don't have any incentives in MLB to play 5 or 7 in-season cards. but they also haven't released their beat the game thing yet. And if that didn't include 7 in-season cards, I would be absolutely shocked. Do you think it's going to be a streak?
Maybe.
How did you feel about Sorare tweeting about the one person who's going for the top level this game week?
Oh,
did you see that?
No, but I'm surprised that there's somebody going for it.
One.
That's pretty impressive.
I was thinking I would be furious if they did that. Like if I was going for it and they were like, "Hey, good luck," and be like, "Thanks for the jinx." 430 points for this person.
Can we yeah, let's do that.
YouTube, Spotify, Twitch. Where do we think this is their?
Yeah, that or Ultrix or 2 for all. Must be 2 for all.
2 for.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, let's make their lineup.
Oh, they have a 2 for all has a Sorare podcast.
Oh, let's go.
We should listen to their podcast right now together.
Just right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're going for it on limited or?
Yes. I thought so. Yes, limited. $160. All right. We have no home goalkeeper.
I'm buying a goalkeeper.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
actually, no.
That's a good matchup, too.
Yeah. With the goalie uncertainty. Sweet.
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
Pantemis, Jordi Alba.
Moranchuk looks pretty good. Is there nobody if you scroll up?
That's
No?
the top.
Okay.
I saw somebody was sharing. Oh, no, it's definitely Acosta. Miranchuk is going to move back to the 6, I think somebody said. Anyway, we've, David DaCosta, Almiron, and it's a lot of people like Jonathan Bamba this week. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, Montreal sucks.
Yeah.
I would take Bamba there over Moranchuk.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I think
there
so.
you go.
You really like DaCosta there, huh?
I don't know. I have one. That's why. Although I have Almiron too.
Yeah, he seems fine, I guess, but you could do Moranchuk there too.
Here?
Yeah.
No, I like DaCosta more than Miranchuk. But I think it's
like his 1 DA this year.
Who?
DaCosta and his 1 DA so far this year. To be fair, I think
Miranchuk doesn't have a single one.
He doesn't have one?
I don't think so. This season?
Yeah. I think maybe in the first game. No.
No, none.
You know what? Get rid of them both. How is this guy going for the top streak without a midfielder that mashes? Oh, Haney's been all right.
Yeah, Haney's been good. And Forsberg last week.
Forsberg.
Oh, Ojeda. Oh, it's a classic card, though. Yeah, see, Costa has 2 of them, I think. Yeah. Yeah, get out of here with your...
Does he only have 2 lineups?
He had 3 goalies. Kalina, Schulte, and Pantemis.
Yeah, but not too many more midfielders and...
Let's see. We'll go Kalina next. Oh, actually...
He's got Kai, Shaburko, I guess.
Oh, wait. So, yeah, I should play Shaburko there. Okay. Come on.
By the way, we're 13 minutes to the baseball deadline. If you have anything that you want to check.
What is there to check?
I don't know. It's baseball.
I got nothing to check.
You need to get on Twitter and check for late news right before the deadline.
Right.
Weather.
Is there any weather problem?
Well, it's raining here in St. Louis. Opening day.
The nice thing about the weather...
They'll play.
Yeah, the nice thing about weather for baseball, depending on the day, is that they're like, yeah, they'll just play 2 tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I think these are pretty strong. Oh, Zaha. Santi Moreno, is that a DA? Yeah, it was. When's the Zaha breakout game coming?
Never.
Never? Okay. I think he gets it. I think 2 of these lineups actually hit it. Look at that. All these people making his lineups. Who's
What
that?
do you mean 2 of them hit it? I mean,
Just like I think 2 of them reach 460 or something like that. 430.
It,
He doesn't get anything extra for that because he hasn't none of these cards locked in the vault. It's so stupid.
what the fuck are you talking about?
Did you talk about the new special hot streak comp yesterday? No, we didn't. Yeah, how do you feel about that?
That's excellent. That's what, that's the type of shit they need to be doing, not vaults and sealing and loyalty.
What I think is funny is that they announced that they were going to do something like that. And then they announced it. Everyone's like, whoa. It's like, dude, we knew this was coming.
I didn't know it was coming, but I will say when I read the announcement, I was getting so pissed reading it because I thought that all it was they were going to give you a badge.
Just the badge.
I was like, this is nonsense. Why are you tweeting this? Nobody cares about your stupid badges. And then I was like, oh, a special competition.
A badge into a company. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone knows a little badge gets you into places. These were the lineups from last week. Hit 400 with 2 lineups last week, including Evan
But he
Bush.
hit 430 with no lineups last week, right?
What's that?
But he hit 430 with none of them. Is that correct?
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. But I mean, who cares?
We are rooting for you, Autrix, to steal Sorare's money.
Look at that. I agree. Good luck. And yeah, if everybody wants to go subscribe to 2 for All Sorare, what does that look like?
Looks French to me.
I think it's German. What a game. Just that is German, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Protected language is nothing. But this is great. Look at that. German content on MLS streaks.
That's wild.
That language looked French. Oh, that was a joke.
To me, maybe it did, Peter. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone go subscribe to 2 for All Sorare. Get your German MLS content, just like
Or
we
French.
were looking for. Kylian said, I submitted a common MLB lineup yesterday for the first time. Don't know a single name or how the points are scored. It's perfect.
Only one way to learn, right?
Like, what do you mean every game is actually 4 games? Do you think it's bad that they didn't announce this hot streak competition before game week 1?
I don't care.
Same. What are you going to do?
What other weird thing did they do this week where it annoyed me, where it was like they announced something like retroactively changed something. It's like they reduced, what did they do? They did something stupid this week, which, to be honest, maybe that's, not very helpful, but
golden goal. The super rare and unique MLS golden goal, and they had to reduce the target.
the points. Here's
and the conference league thing, that was pretty bad.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, a few things, of course. Like,
how do you feel about this power up promo that people are upset about?
Which one do we tackle here, Laird?
Let's go to the golden goal one, because I do want to talk about the conference league one, because I actually think that one is significantly worse.
Yeah. Well, I think that the just lowering it, I think that's bad. Did we know that if nobody was going to hit it, then they were just going to randomly lower it? No. So like, was it Tobias that said that they should have announced the badge thing week 1? Like that's something they should have announced week 1 was, hey, it might get easier if nobody hits it after. But all they're really doing is they're like, all right, Pranksy, we're ready to put this on easy mode for you. Come take our money now. Come on. You know what? You said it was going to be 600 points. Make it 600 points.
Yeah, the explanation that we saw through unofficial channels about the competition, all I can think of is PSU fans' response, where somebody was like, "Yeah, they were close. Had they just not had a 0 and had 100 from their captain," and it was like,
and the goalkeeper kept a clean sheet,
and the goalkeeper, right? And so it feels like every week they're like, "Well, no, we did have like 5 lineups that were close to doing it. They just needed to get 3 more decisives, and
their captain was a DNP. So
right, and they were like, and it wasn't even that they got it. They were like, and they would have been close. And John was like, they would have been short by 50 points. Like I think Sean did the math. Excuse me. Man, had a good run. And he was saying that the number of lineups that hit it this season, is it possible that the number is actually 0? Meaning not even classic lineups or, like no cards have come close. And Matty Sorare said, I can already see someone hitting over 600 after the week Pranksy hits the lower target and misses out on tons of money. So what was funny to me is nobody has been that close. And they're lowering it with the explanation of XP is not that high yet. People haven't built their collections. When those are in there, the scores will be so much higher.
Right.
And I don't know. It's not there. Pranksy said they can hit 650 in unique. Is that the lower one now? Is 650 the lower one?
No, I think 600 is the lower one in unique, and 650 was originally what it was. He's saying he thinks that he can get there in unique without them lowering it. I think that's what he said.
Sorare certainly needs Pranksy to believe that.
We definitely like summoned you, Pranksy, just by saying I wonder if we say Beetlejuice or Pranksy 3 times, can we get him to actually join the stream? Is that like possible?
I mean, if 650 is doable, why lower it?
Right.
But I mean, whatever. But yeah, it's not. Let's go. Anyway,
what was the title of the show?
The Sorare burn mechanism is dumb.
Okay. Hard to argue with that.
Peter said 3 people have hit 600 in classic unique. So there you go.
Sean's really proud to be right about this one.
He is victory lapping the shit out of this one.
Yep. I can't blame him.
What I think is kind of funny is it was obviously a very high target, which we all talked about before the season even started. Like they announced it and everyone was like, man, that seems pretty high. How many game weeks has it been? 5? And they're like, well, we'll just lower it now.
Right.
Like this jackpot was supposed to last 4 weeks, 5. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Well, Zura said the scoring is way down in MLS this year. So that's another reason it hasn't been hit yet. Because, yeah. And Messi sat out a few games. So, and scoring's down. So, yeah.
I don't think you were supposed to say who we were talking to.
Zura. It was Hey, there's no rules anymore. This isn't the Sorare data show. So
no, you're right. MLS Classic Super Rare last week winner scored 547. And what's the target was 600. Although that doesn't, well, I don't know. I don't know. It just seems funny to
You're right.
change
It's
it
like
so quickly.
five weeks, and they're like, well. And then it goes back up after someone hits it. Is that right?
That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
We're going to lower it now, but don't get used to that.
It's because they want the jackpot to be big and they want people to win it.
But if they want it to be big, then don't lower the target.
Also, don't cap it.
Is it capped?
Yeah, after like X number of weeks, it caps out at like whatever the top amount is that you can win.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
It's
that.
like, what is it, like $4,000 or something? It won't go above a certain number.
Are you sure?
It was definitely in the announcement. Yeah.
I don't see anything here that says it. Yeah, I don't think it does. It's going to be $1 million, Andy.
There's a cap. I know there's a cap.
I think the
There you
cap
go.
is just for how many game weeks there are. Like if nobody gets it by the end of the season.
No, Pranksy said it's capped at 10K.
Huh.
And that's probably for unique. It's probably lower for super rare.
So,
He said thinks it's 10K for
all right.
SR.
Oh, it's capped at 10K for super rare? Or both?
Maybe both. I think it's one of those things, Laird, where they set it on Discord or something, and they didn't put it in the official announcement. Peter doesn't understand that graphic.
It's very simple, Peter.
It is pretty wild. Like
No, it's very simple. The initial pot is 500, and if nobody gets it, it's another 500 to make the pot 1,000. And then when nobody wins it, then it's 1,500. But then when it's won, you get 600 points. Or wait a minute, and then this part of it makes no sense. Oh, maybe it does. Yeah, you get to 600, you win the pot, and then it goes back to 500. Frankie said they bought uniques just for the jackpot.
I mean, eventually you'll probably win at Pranksy, and then I don't know how much you spend on uniques, but if it gets to 10 grand, that's a nice little win.
It helps. Yeah, that helps.
Just win that a couple times.
Yeah.
Win the unique division a couple times, or
Hashtag
12 or 8
win the golden
or
goal 3
18
times after it maxes out.
How many game weeks do the MLS play? That it's like 30 weeks or something.
That was my favorite. They were like, MLS is 46 weeks, and it was like, there's playoffs. The last week 2 teams play.
What will Pranksy's win rate be in MLS unique? It'll I know that there's
Is it just Pranksy and Brees?
Someone has a Seattle stack, I think.
Oh, BHAB.
Yeah. And that Seattle stack's gonna pop every once in a while. Well, that's on you. That's on you, buddy.
Yeah. Mike said when the pot resets to 500, do the points reset to 650? Yes. They said whenever somebody hits this lower threshold, it will go back to the higher one because they have to account for all the XP that you've been scoring. Getting. Ceiling? No. Sorry.
Not to drag us back to baseball, but it's in relation to what Pranksy just said. I'm relying on that mad collector to give me exit liquidity on Messi. Did you see AJ's buys in baseball?
Yes.
He bought like the 3 coolest cards on the platform.
What are the other 2?
They're Dodgers graphic cards.
Cartoon cards, okay.
Uniques. But I think he only bought 3, so I don't think he's planning on playing. I think they're just like collector's pieces. But like, man, I have a hard time.
Unique, sealed.
Yeah. I have a hard time thinking that cards will be worth more as classic cards
ever.
Versus when they have their in-season utility. I mean, I hope. We can all hope, and like I said, those are like probably 3 of the coolest cards on the platform. And maybe he's hoping some like Japanese billionaire
I was just about to say that.
And wants those 3 cards, but That's a roll of the dice.
I think they're pretty awesome. But he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to buy any more because he could just use some energy.
I suppose. That's gonna be a lot of energy because all three of those guys are pitchers. Like,
Oh, are they?
oh well, I guess Ohtani. Obviously, you can play him in a flex spot or something, and then the other
Yeah,
two guys,
yeah.
you'd have to run like a
Starting
two
pitcher,
pitcher.
DH.
Got the old 3-pitcher lineup.
Although you have to play them, like you can't get both in the same game week. Like you can't
Why
play them
not?
as a hitter and a pitcher in the same game week.
Oh, right.
Which I kind of think is bullshit, but
Yeah, Sam was saying there's still like kind of a bug with his card where you can't play him in like either the flex or the
yeah,
hitter slot. Like
you
there's
can't play him as an extra hitter. It has to be in the flex. And if he
Why?
pitches during the game week, I think you lose the hitting stats. I think. I thought you couldn't get both, which I really feel like is. I mean, the card would be so overpowered, but he also shouldn't it be?
Yeah. I think that would be just way too overpowered. Like you would have to own Ohtani.
Yeah, you have to designate him to do one or the other. Yeah, I think that's not fair. Bob Franklin, how are your 50 Fred Emmings in your vault going? You know the bummer about that is that let's revisit that actually. How did you decide which 50 Fred Emmings to send?
Man, it was tough. I just clicked through them. And when I was making the offers, it was an absolute nightmare because when I make the next offer, if I selected a card from the previous offer, then it canceled the other offer.
Oh,
My God. Trying to send 50 cards to Bob was way too hard. And the first time I did it, I selected all 50 and I was like, ooh, they let you do 50 now.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nice try.
Yeah.
Did you pay any attention to years? No, because you can only seal one card per season of a player. So you can't seal 25 2022 Fred Emmings cards.
I'll be honest with you, Laird. The vault, sealing, and loyalty were the last thing I was thinking about.
It's going to come back and bite you in the ass there, Andy Black.
Man, we'll see.
How do you feel about Sorare deciding when some matchups are too lopsided to include in SO5 conference?
Oh, you want to talk about conference? You know what? If we're gonna do that, kill the whole SPFL. Just get rid of it. Not only do we remove the minting of their cards, we got to remove the coverage. We got to just drop the coverage of the SPFL. And I'm sure there's other leagues too that are going to hit that category where they're just a little too lopsided, and they need to go. So let's start dropping leagues.
Like it kind of feels that way, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Genuinely?
hey, we don't want lopsided competitions on this platform. Everything needs to be like the MLS. So, no, Mike, we got to ban the whole thing. Get rid of all of them.
I didn't look at the odds for those matches. I assume they're not as lopsided as any other Celtic match or Bayern Munich in a lot of matches. Like, I do think that I understand why they did it, and they did it because there are not enough teams to combine it with Europa or Europa and Champions League, and then you have these Conference League teams winning the midweek stuff and having the Champions League teams be the worst. But the solution also seemed really bad and ended up costing them 10,000 euros.
Imagine having a beta stack. Shout out to Gator Guy. Imagine having a beta stack, and when did they beat their last opponent? It was like 3 weeks ago or something. For the last 3 weeks, you've been thinking, ooh, salivating. This is going to be my game week. I'm going to win all this money. I've got the best matchup. We're playing these clowns, whatever. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, Sorare just drops the hammer and is like, Nope. You don't get to play. Have fun in All-Star. Where surely there's not any other lopsided matchups in All-Star. Surely.
I didn't even look, but I imagine. I don't know.
It
was just funny because they said
who's Bettis even playing?
They were going to do it. What do you think the mission was that they were going to do? Don't worry, we'll have an exciting mission for you.
Yeah, where you can win 49x essence.
Right.
Congratulations.
I just thought that was really bad, but it also made me think that I think there is a part of Sorare that is exactly the game that they want to have. And meaning
the Prem.
I think it's actually the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now that it seems like they might have Serie A. At least they have the ability to use the logo. By
the way, Ricky said that the most lopsided matchup is minus 275.
That's ridiculous.
It's absurd. If that's right, that's the lamest excuse I've ever heard.
I think it was just a bad reason. Or it was they should have come up with something else. I'll put it that way.
It's clown shit. That's what it is. It's clown shit.
It feels like. But so, and I've said lots of times that if Sorare started today, there's no way they would have any contender league, and probably not challenger either. They would just have the big 5 European leagues, probably not even MLS, but maybe they're like, oh, Messi's there, we'll get him. So like maybe they do MLS also. But what in the America is minus 275?
you know, Laird, you know what would sorry to cut off your thought, but you know what would have been a simple solution that people would have been annoyed with, but they probably would have been like, all right, if they would have just combined the Europa and Conference League stuff into one comp.
Well, that's what they've done this whole season. And I think the problem is that the Conference League teams are all minus 275 probably, and the Europa ones are closer. And so you're winning. That was the problem they had years ago.
Oh, so those you're right. Those already were combined.
Yeah, but like they had that years ago where when we had Champion Europe and the Europa teams in the later stages were just blasting teams, and you were like, why do I have Bayern Munich against Real Madrid when they have Betis against this team from Poland that Legia Warsaw? Right. Andrea said the problem is not wanting to have 4 games just for the Champions League, which so they combine that with Europa. But if you combine that also with Conference League, then it's the Conference League just wins everything.
You know what? If they want to sell cards, you just run the comp with 4 teams.
Nobody's buying cards for that now.
No.
The problem with with Conference League is that there are 8 teams in it, but only 4 are licensed. But
dude, we have all these issues, but you know what? Reward the people that bought those cards, and now they have, favorable fixtures and favorable situations. Like let them be rewarded for it.
So as somebody who has a lot of Argentina cards and which gets absolutely railed during Copa Libertadores, I would have been perfectly fine if they were like, oh, you want a utility? Go play All-Star like those fucking idiots who buy Argentina cards.
Right. Well, the same thing happens during CONCACAF Champions Cup when you have MLS cards.
Exactly the same.
Or Leagues Cup or any of this other stuff. It ruins utility of your cards. Because Sorare offers nothing for the midweek part of it beyond All-Star, and then on the weekend your guy rotates. So.
Yep. What in the UK is 4? I believe that's November 4th in the UK. Fractional odds. Remember when we wanted midweek utility? Yeah. I'm old enough to remember. Yeah, I thought that one was pretty bad. It also didn't affect me at all. So I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Yes, Mike's right. The worst thing was that now fixtures are unbalanced after Slovan Bratislava played 8 game weeks in the Champions League.
Yeah.
I feel like the truth of there are not enough licensed teams would have helped people understand it. Like if that was the reason.
Right.
Because we have that anyway in competitions. Oh, 3 Prem teams are playing? Sorry, there's not a full game week. And we're like, oh, fuck it. You're right. All right. Sorry. Anyway, was there something else that we were supposed to go over?
There was something else dumb that you mentioned that they had did. It was like 3 in the past week. You know what?
Golden goal.
So rare to like it's like celebrity deaths. They come in 3s. So rare dumb decisions. They come in 3s.
How do you feel about that they rectified it with a $10,000 euro prize pool?
What I thought they what did they do? I guess I didn't hear about
there is
this.
now a 10,000 euro conference league competition.
Oh, so it's fixed?
Yes.
So why did we just talk about this?
It's excuse me, it's 10,000 across all scarcities for both legs.
Oh. I mean, it's better than All-Star.
Probably.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the fact that it's a 10,000 euro prize pool, but every prize pool everywhere else is in dollars?
Interesting.
And they might be level now.
Hmm.
USD to euro, 0.93 euros. Oh boy. Peter was saying the XP promo, which I don't mind. And you probably don't even know what it is.
Is that the daily missions?
No. It's the hold on. Power up. Each auction and instant buy gets guaranteed XP reward. Buy a card, get XP.
This happened today?
It's today and tomorrow.
Hmm.
So Peter made the argument. It wasn't an argument, but Peter was like saying the XP advantage of buying early is gone because you buy these cards and you'll just get XP for them anyway. So the XP catches up.
He's not wrong.
No. I don't want to expose them here, but
Dude, that's what we do. We expose people.
so Mike Baston DM'd me and said, "Are you concerned at all about Sorare having to do all these promos to get people to buy cards?" And I told him that Sorare's entire business is about selling cards, and so I feel like every single day they should do something to get people to buy cards. And the end of March, the 27th can be the end of March. The end of March is a dead time for people who want to buy cards, who don't play MLS, J League or K League or Rosenberg. And getting people to buy cards now with promos, I think is I'm actually encouraged by it and not
every European card that sells right now that is not basically a classic card price, then the promo was successful.
Even if it's a classic card price, more than 0, I'm like, hey, good job, guys.
Well, no, that doesn't make sense.
Well, they're not making money on the classic card anyway. Like,
yeah, but still,
you would think
matter. Premium doesn't matter, but is like they still need to sell for what the classic cards are going for.
Okay.
I mean,
what? Like, I don't understand. What do the classic cards have anything to do with it?
Well, just like I don't know, just as a baseline. Like, obviously, they don't want to sell Mbappe's for $3 right now.
That would probably be bad.
Like, they want to sell it for around what a classic version of that card goes for.
Andre said the prices of cards on auctions are way too low for most. I mean, if they're too low, then you should buy them. Sam says, so do Sorare have extra cash on the side, not for normal prize pools, but for when they fuck up? I assume so. And not to put it that blatantly, but like there's always money around.
I think they have, what did they call it? They called it a war chest.
Ooh.
Like 5 years ago, right? They had a war chest.
Mike was saying that was only half the conversation, but I don't remember what the rest of it was. I made my point, Mike. I moved on. Oh, do you have time to go through this one?
Of course I have time.
I'm just saying, I know we're a little later. And,
I'm working from home. I've got time.
Okay. So he said, so is this moving towards your thought of Sorare only covering the top 5 leagues as everything else is really a bonus for them sales-wise? New users only arrive with the new European seasons. Like, I don't think they're going to drop Challenger and Contender, but I think that they would absolutely love it if all of their users were like, could we just not do that anymore? They'd be like, yes, vault that shit and let's move on.
It does seem like they would be willing to drop any league that they don't have full coverage of. Like if they don't have like a league license, I could see them just being like, all right, we're not renewing Mexico next year. You know, we don't need to sell these Santos Laguna cards and worry about people bitching about them not having their Leagues Cup utility.
So I partially agree with you on that, but they did just re-up like all these Argentina ones. And it's 6 Argentina clubs, and they added 2 more from Denmark. So I don't think I
get what you're saying, but also like I don't know. It seems weird to still randomly add like 2 teams here and there. Like, what is that? How is that benefiting the platform?
I did think it was very strange to add 2 random Danish Superliga teams. I mean, they're not random in Denmark, but
to me, they're random as fuck. I've never heard of them.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, but like Mike Rosenberg were already licensed, so maybe the deal, we don't know any of the license.
Yeah, he calls the guy up and he's like, "Hey, we still on for this year? Cool." And then, like relicensed.
Yeah. I don't know. 2 teams closer to getting the full league. Yeah, they went from 1 to 3.
Yeah. Also, too, like with the way that the full league agreements work, it's an agreement with the league, not 28 individual teams. Unless we're talking about France, where in France they have an agreement with each individual team except
Every
for
single one.
They're missing like 2 teams or something. Or
no, they have them all.
They have them all now.
Okay. They now have them all, and some League 2. But not the league license. I don't know. I don't know why. But I was thinking, and Mike kind of made me start thinking about this, that if they could make a very viable business out of the top 5 leagues, and then, everything else, as long as everything else runs at a profit, however minuscule, then you just keep it going. But I'm just not sure they lose that much if they drop it. Contender and Challenger, like we'd all be upset. But do you think it helps that? Do you think a new user comes in and is like, "Oh, they have the top 5 leagues, cool," and Sorare's like, "No, we have 325 teams from all over the world," and you're like, "Yeah, I just kind of like the Prem," and they're like, "Have you ever looked at the people that play in Argentina and in Denmark?
Have you ever heard of Hans van Aken?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
exactly. And I don't know. I don't think they'd have to drop the classic comps too. Yeah, I think they would. They would happily drop classic comps. They keep classic competitions going because if they don't, we're all gone. But that's the only reason. There is nothing of them. We're like, boy, I'm so glad we have these.
I don't think gone is the right term there. I think we riot. And
I was going to say, you want to... If you want to talk about burning, we will burn that office to the ground.
Did you just make a terrorist threat on
No,
stream?
No, I did not. No.
Okay. No. Just making sure. Jesus,
not
Laird.
Financial advice, not medical advice, not terrorism advice. I think everybody would be very upset if they got rid of classic comps. That's why they don't get rid of them.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Andy, how do you feel about the next Legends tournament?
Keep asking, brother.
I don't know if it's DN who responded to the tweet yesterday, but there are people out there. They still want their Legends utility.
Well, I don't know what to tell.
Maybe that's what Sorare Mega is coming back for.
Oh, they're doing something, huh?
Yeah. They had a Gordon Ramsay. We're cooking or almost cooking or almost finished.
Okay.
Tweet. Yeah. Legends utility coming any decade now.
I'm with Peter, man. Give me the coach card utility. Dude, you want more XP on these cards? You better buy a coach card.
Please don't give them ideas.
Hey, if you vault and seal a coach card every day, you earn 10 extra XP.
No, you can't get XP. Reward boost.
No, give XP because that's what coaches do.
Oh, because they're training them.
Yeah. And for every additional coach that you vault and seal, you get more loyalty, which the players are now more loyal to the coach and they train extra hard.
You can't vault and seal, you idiot. You seal into the ball. What if
you got me?
What if you have a father-son combo?
Ooh, who would that be?
Michael Bradley and Bob Bradley were the ones that popped into my head. Like, what if you had if Michael was still playing and Bob was the coach?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we know what happens in those situations.
Yeah.
Son gets all the PKs.
Yeah.
Never rotates. Yeah. Gets the armband.
I think they're coaching together, aren't they? In Norway. Aren't they still in Norway?
I don't know if it was it Norway? But yeah, he was Michael was like the assistant to the regional manager.
Right. Andy, we're going to finish because I got to go with this one final question from DN. Should they tell their wife that they spend $10,000 on Sorare Legends? They didn't include the currency, so I'm going to hope that wasn't dollars or pounds or euros, but it probably was.
So I'm going to pretend like I spent $10,000 on Legends.
Okay.
I would, well, it would come down to like a few things. Like, is that money like money that you?
No, it was ETH.
Was that money like money you were like relying on in any way? If you're relying on that money in any way, and your wife, it's $10,000 out of your wife's pocket. You have to tell her, and she's not going to be happy, and you're just going to have to deal with that shit. Now, if this is just your play money on the side, and you lit $10,000 on fire on Legends, I think that you just keep your mouth shut and you just say, "Oh, Sorare, they fucked up. They made some stupid decisions, and they cut my utility." But I don't think that you tell her that you spent $10,000 on Legends.
I'm trying to think of the way you explain taking $10,000 that you depend on and buying blockchain JPEG pictures.
Well, honey, it was an investment.
That's a tough one. Maybe next week we'll do some more relationship advice.
You know, they do say honesty is best, right? But we on this show hate women. So we bash women.
We don't hate them. No. We don't hate them.
Oh, I thought that's where we were going earlier. No,
it's great. I'm using Klarna now. All good. It's like crypto. Don't worry, it always goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. Ooh, Agent Cooper.
Tell your wife it's in the Sorare vault. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. I'll be back tomorrow. maybe twice.
Ooh.
But maybe just once. It depends if I want to talk about MFL in addition to Sorare or not. Let me rephrase. If I want to talk about Sorare in addition to MFL. So yeah. Thanks everyone for coming. If you want to support the content, please check out patreon.com/AndrewMLaird. Helps keep these lights on. That's all it is. Anyway, Simo said 10 more likes on the stream and the make it a double-double Sorare Saloon may reopen, which is outrageous that we're even having to do that. Open the damn saloon. Anyway, thank you to everybody. Don't forget to go outside.